Ever been angry and felt totally justified? Let's talk about the idea of righteous indignation.
So, the big question is, can anger ever be considered a holy emotion? Let's get into it.
It's often called a theological safety valve, basically a justification for anger in a holy cause.
But restoration theology argues that, for us, this doctrine just doesn't exist.
In fact, this idea was intentionally eliminated, and it happened in 3 distinct ways.
So let's break down how this idea was dismantled by scripture, by text, and by prophet.
All right, first up, the elimination by scripture. This one is incredibly direct and powerful.
This comes from the resurrected Christ himself, speaking at the temple in the Book of Mormon.
This is so decisive, it flat out attributes anger to the devil and excludes it from Christ's doctrine.
Okay, elimination number 2 is all about a subtle but huge change in the text.
Notice the difference. The King James Version has that little phrase, without a cause.
That phrase is the escape hatch for righteous anger. And in 3rd Nephi, it's just gone.
And this wasn't just some oversight, it's a very clear and conscious doctrinal act.
All right, on to our third and final point, elimination by modern prophets. Prophetic testimony on this has been consistent for a long time. Just look at Brigham Young.
And that line of thinking continues right up to today with President Russell M. Nelson.
He even repeated this warning verbatim. You know, when that happens, it's a huge doctrinal emphasis.
So, if righteous indignation is out, what are we supposed to do instead?
Well, Doctrine and Covenants 121 gives us the answer. These principles are the exact opposite of anger. So it's not about just getting rid of a false idea. It's about replacing it with a much higher standard.
Which leaves us with a pretty big question. How do we express true conviction without indignation?